You are walking to your car at night. The parking lot is empty. Nothing is wrong, but your heart is pounding, your eyes are scanning every shadow, and your body has already decided something you haven't consciously admitted. You are being hunted. Except you're not. There is no lion crouched behind the minivan. But the real answer to why you feel this way is far stranger than fear itself. It has almost nothing to do with tonight. It has everything to do with 2 million years of nights just like it. Your brain was not built for parking lots. It was built for the savannah. For most of human history, the dark did not mean inconvenience. It meant teeth. It meant claws. It meant something bigger than you, quieter than you, and hungrier than you. And the humans who survived long enough to have children were the ones whose brains reacted first and thought second. That reflex didn't disappear when the lions did. It just found new shadows to fill. Think about the last time you felt a flicker of unease for no clear reason. Maybe a hallway felt too quiet. Maybe a stranger's footsteps behind you sped up just slightly. Your pulse rose before you had a single conscious thought about danger. That is not an accident. That is architecture. Deep in your brain sits a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala, and its entire job is to notice threat before your thinking mind even catches up. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades mapping exactly how this works. He discovered that a threat signal doesn't wait politely for your conscious brain to analyze it. It takes a shortcut. Sound or shadow hits your senses, and information splits into two paths. One path travels slowly, up to your cortex, where you actually think about what you're seeing. The other path is a straight line to the amygdala, and it's fast. Dangerously fast. Ledoux called it the low road. Your body can be flooded with fear before your mind even knows what scared it. Why would evolution build something so reckless? Because slow and accurate loses to fast and wrong when the thing behind you actually has fangs. A few extra tenths of a second spent double-checking whether that shape in the grass is really a predator could be the difference between escaping and becoming lunch. So natural selection didn't reward the calm, careful thinkers. It rewarded the jumpy ones. The ones who flinched first and asked questions later. Every person alive today is descended from that lineage of flinchers. This shows up in strange, specific ways. Psychologist Arne Oman ran a series of experiments showing people images of snakes and spiders alongside images of guns and knives. Logically, guns and knives should be far more frightening. They kill vastly more people in the modern world. But Oman found that human brains detect snake and spider images faster and hold on to the fear response longer, even in people who have never encountered a real snake in their entire lives. Your brain isn't calibrated to the actual dangers of your century. It's calibrated to the dangers of the African savanna, tens of thousands of years ago. You can rationally know a snake is less likely to kill you than a car. Your amygdala did not get that memo. So what does this mean for your parking lot? It means your fear wasn't wrong. It was just old. Your ancestors who felt that same tightening in the chest at an unfamiliar sound were the ones who survived to become your ancestors. The nervous ones lived. The relaxed ones more often did not. You are the biological descendant of a very long, very unbroken chain of people who took shadows seriously. But here's where it gets stranger, and here's where the real cost shows up. Your ancient threat system was built for danger that ends. A lion attacks, you fight or flee, and within minutes it is over, one way or another. Your body was designed to spike and then recover. It was never designed to run for weeks, months, years. This is where biologist Robert Sapolsky's research becomes essential. Sapolsky spent decades studying wild baboons in Kenya, and he noticed something troubling. A zebra being chased by a lion experiences a massive stress response, and then, if it survives, that response switches off almost immediately. It goes back to grazing within minutes. Humans don't do that. Sapolsky's work showed that humans can trigger the exact same biological alarm system just by thinking about a stressful email, a strained relationship, or a bill they can't pay. The body cannot tell the difference between a real lion and an imagined one. It reacts identically either way. And unlike the zebra, the human mind can replay that imagined lion over and over, all day, every day for years. Your ancestors' threat system was a sprint. Your modern life has turned it into a marathon it was never built to run. This is why chronic stress does something a single scary event never could. It keeps your cortisol elevated. It keeps your amygdala primed. It leaves your body perpetually bracing for an attack that never actually arrives and never actually ends. You are not weak for feeling exhausted by this. You are running ancient software on a modern problem it was never designed to solve. Have you ever noticed how much harder it is to relax in silence than in noise? That's not random either. Silence, to an ancestral brain, meant something had gone quiet that shouldn't have. Birds stop singing when a predator moves through the grass. Your nervous system still remembers that rule, even if you've never lived anywhere near a savanna. Total silence can feel more unsettling than a loud room, because somewhere in the oldest part of your brain, quiet still means something is watching. So why does any of this matter now, scrolling through a feed or sitting at a desk, nowhere near a single predator? Because the alarm system that kept your ancestors alive has nothing to do anymore, and it does not know how to retire. It fires at emails. It fires at notifications. It fires at a friend who hasn't texted back. It cannot tell the difference between a genuine threat to your survival and a genuine threat to your ego, so it treats them the same. Full alarm, full body, full cortisol. Understanding this doesn't erase the feeling, but it changes what you do with it. When your chest tightens over something that, rationally, cannot hurt you, that isn't a personal failure. That is 2 million years of evolutionary caution firing exactly the way it was built to fire. Your ancestors who ignored that tightness in their chest are not your ancestors. Only the cautious ones made it far enough to pass this system down to you. Some researchers, including those studying what's now called evolutionary mismatch, argue that a huge portion of modern anxiety isn't a malfunction at all. It's a perfectly functioning ancient system operating in an environment it was never designed for. Your amygdala isn't broken. It's simply doing its job in a world that no longer needs it, doing that job quite so often. So the next time you feel that prickle at the back of your neck in an empty parking lot, or that jolt of unease when a room goes too quiet, remember what's actually happening. You are not overreacting. You are not broken. You are hearing the oldest voice you own, the one that has survived droughts, predators, and famines your mind cannot even picture, still whispering the same message it whispered to every person who ever lived long enough to have children. Stay alert. Stay alive. You walk faster to your car. Your hand finds your keys before you've even decided to reach for them. And for a moment, in that ordinary, unremarkable parking lot, you are not just yourself. You are every ancestor who ever made it through the dark, still watching through your eyes, still keeping you alive.